How is it going, everybody? Circling up from the mosh pit. We're here to check out Hololive English, their original song Odyssey. And by the looks of it, there's, everybody involved, which is really cool. I am very excited to check this out. And if you guys are, leave a like on the video and let's get started. Oh. Ooh, and then we get, so first of all, we get the folk music coming in. You guys know me. I love me some folk music. I'm convinced that my birth mother probably played some folk music for me in utero because it's like I'll listen to folk music and I'll just cry. Just the instrumentation. Eurocamp is one of my favorite shows of all time for that reason. When they get the tin flute going, da, 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 da. It's like, oh. Anyway, I've said this before with group vocals. It's so easy to look like one person is outshining everybody else. Here, they mixed it really, really well. I could hear everybody's voice individually. And the fact they almost sound a little bit tonally like they're overlapping each other, but still obviously singing in unison, I think that's even better. That is a great way. I don't know anything about mixing. I have never mixed any of my own music before. I hate doing that because it sucks. I don't know how to make it look good, sound good. Yeah, maybe that's my problem, trying to make it look good. But point is, they do an amazing job with that. Let's listen to that again. Also, the very first voice I heard was Ame. And I will just say, with the different accents for Justice, I love that. They sounded so much more different as a group than even Advent did. So. Oh my gosh, they look beautiful. Look at all these cutie patooties. There's too many of them. My gosh. Oh, wait. Okay, so let's see. Okay, lyrics done by Maury. Awesome. Gumshrew and Elliot Sue. I do not know any of these folks, so let's keep going here. I like this. I know it's a very simple thing. You have, everybody's outlines, and then you have a gradient overlapping it. But it's immediately recognizable. We know who they are down to their colors. I think that's so wonderfully done. And then just having that switch back and forth before cut-ins to their colors and their actual model pictures and everything, not just the gradient outlines here, I think is really cool. It would make it's easier to do with big groups, makes people stand out. It makes for, a very eye-catching environment. And I think we also focus on the negative spaces. So here, obviously, right center and screen, we have these visuals, but then we got this little line, going past, but then we have the white cutting into the sky blue. I think it's all very simple, but it's eye-catching, and we know who these folks are, so it doesn't feel like it's wasting any space. So never spoken about in the light, like a promise found riding the wind. So, okay, sorry to do this, but I'm going to listen to that again. None of these folks here besides Callie sounded like that bass was in their natural range. It sounded very like, it's something you can try yourself. When you try going, like I can hit that note, but it doesn't sound good. like there you can hit it physically, but it doesn't sound very good. But at least with what I'm hearing on Kelly, maybe it's true with the other groups as well. It sounds like there's doubling over it, like she's harmonizing or she's singing it just again, and they're just overlapping it on top of itself to make it sound a little bit fuller. Let's see though. So that's kind of, sorry, Cece was in her what sounded like a familiar range for her. That was fine. She didn't really hit anything deep. And then Crony's doing pretty good, I'll just say. Oh, it's just echoing. So it's just echoing their vocals. That's... Wait, Fauna and her did harmonizing. That was a harmony she had going on. But still, it's echoed. Sounds good. Okay. I mean, still, I say this a million times. There's a lot of great things you can do with a good producer. You can mix vocals to sound really good. And I say this as someone who has worked with a lot of different producers. I don't understand how something is well mixed at all, because sometimes I would think a mix is really good, and then someone would listen to it and be like, that sounds like garbage. I'm like, I don't know any of that works. But in terms of making it sound like their voice is actually carrying, even if it might not be in their most familiar range, I think they did great. I love Bass Jacket. Oh my gosh. That sounded great. I think everyone did the chorus very well. Yeah, now obviously, since it is a group thing, you're going to have to prioritize, especially in some of the groups, some of the smaller groups in that group, who's going to do the solos. Now, obviously, we've seen everybody's voice here. We had Shiori come in right there near the end. Obviously, we have Iris and Narissa and Kiara and folks like that who have a very good, prominent voice. Gura can do a very quiet voice. She doesn't really belt it out too much, but she has a good voice, I would go so far as to say. So I just hand it to the producers knowing how to juggle that. I don't know if Callie also, in writing the lyrics, was like, okay, this is the section for these girls, and then this is who's singing this. Probably had some hand in it, because I'm sure she, knowing her, would have kind of had in her head, like, this is what we're going to sing, da 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 da. There's a lot of rappers that'll do that, where you'll take a beat and then you kind of hum over it. You kind of get this idea for the cadence, or whatever. So then you have that reference point. So then when you go in to actually record it, then it sounds good. And you keep the vision going with what you want to do, which is why a lot of people don't like Drake, because he took people's references and just sung them himself. Like, he actually made it. But like the cheat he is, nothing is his originally, which is why I don't like him. Anyway. Ooh, nice little color change right there. And I just feel like I'm looking at Windows. Nice. Okay, Kiara, how did it feel getting that tattooed? I mean, come on, girl. Let's just be real. That gotta hurt. That gotta hurt. I'm just saying. Side note though, Mume sounds like she hit a whole different range on her voice. Um, Let me see this one part here. Okay, so I know some probable conspiracy theorists will take that line out of context. Advent's on the horizon now. Well, does that mean the group Advent is gone? No. It's the word Advent has a whole other, definition. It just means the beginning of new things, the advent of something new. So new things are on the horizon, and the mission stays the same. I think this is a it's gonna get me. It made me think of the last ensemble that they did, just Myth. I don't know if it was called Myth or what that project was called. I can't remember it, but they were the lyrics sounded very much like they're just writing it for themselves. Like, hey, it said stuff like, we've been through highs and lows, but we're still going to continue on. To any average person, it might sound like just a happy-go-lucky pop song. But if you knew what the ladies in Myth were going through, having health issues, having burnout, having all these things, and then being like, yeah, we're sticking together. Now, of course, some people were still upset about Ame leaving, amid that, but still, it's that idea of we still are keeping mindful of our mission, regardless of how things might change and ebb and flow. The idea, the goal is still going to be the same. So, yeah, that sounds like a whole deeper range for her. That one dream could change. Like that. That sounds very deep for her voice, but she hit that perfectly. Huh. Well, here I am jumping into the conspiracy bandwagon, reminding everyone of what you've done, but not your name. I mean, Mume, your name, or just the idea of, someone looking very similar to how they did in the past, but their name has changed. Like a particular detective, or train operator. Detective. Anyway. Nice harmony. There you go. That's the kind of stuff I like to see in group dynamics. Having those moments, normally it's in the chorus. Here it's near the very end, but having those chorus moments where those who can sing really high just go up into that higher range. I just was thinking about the, just obviously, the inevitability of things changing and moving on, right? It sucks to have to think about that, right? We don't ever want to think about that. I don't like thinking about it. It doesn't make any, I feel like it doesn't serve any purpose. We all know that things will change, but I truly think that the lyricism in the chorus really does paint a picture of like, yeah, things will change, but really and truly the ideals are still there. Even if it changes hands a few times, the people involved still care. And I think that's something that, you know, a lot of us in our sadness and or anger about covercore and, you know, those groups might lose sight of. It doesn't do us any good to get frustrated about why we think Fauna left or why Ame left or these different things, right? And because we'll never know, it doesn't do anybody any good to be like, you know what? I think this company failed her. Yada, yada, yada. I hate this company. We don't know. And it's not anyone's job except the talents in their own time and place to share what happened if they feel like it was necessary. And I know the internet loves to be, you know, play detective. I've seen it do way more harm than good. I've seen people's careers get destroyed because someone put two and two together and made an assumption about someone who did not deserve to be judged that way. So I believe in innocent until proven guilty. So it's for that reason that I think, you know, we should focus on, I think Crony said it best, and Bay as well. If the conditions were really that bad, I don't think anyone would be sticking around. You know, sure, people are still in Niji Sanji. I pray for them every day. But the company, I mean, people have been leaving because it is a terrible place. It's been a horrible work environment for so many people, right? So it's for that reason, and you know, none of the other talents have said anything about what's going on, and I choose to believe them on that. Because if I'm not going to choose to believe other people when they say, hey, working for this company is great, then am I going to think that they're liars? Like, where does that logic go? I'm just saying, all that to say, I think we need to appreciate what we have and trust their judgment on things. If we trust these guys with us being entertained by them and, you know, enjoying what they have to say, let's also trust their judgment in this time. Okay? And also pay attention to where Fauna's going to end up next. You know she's going to end up elsewhere, you know? I just was going to say also, I love all of their outfits. This is very, very cute. I think everyone did an incredible job on that. Even the palette colors with everyone's outfits feels very stylized, you know? I know nothing about fashion or anything like that, but I feel like there's similarities to... well, I was going to say I feel like there's similarities to everyone's style as well. But I don't know that for sure, so I'm not going to say anything on that. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Definitely hope you guys support these guys. Go check out Maury's channel if you haven't. Go watch this video and support them. A lot of these folks as well have put out their own original music, and I would hope you check that out too, if any of these voices stood out to you, right? And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.